Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to Speed Gaming 3. Today we've got a week 3 match from the Final Fantasy Randomizer Fall Tournament. It's leaguered from outer space. Today in the commentator booth, it is I, Solario Rex, and I'm joined today by ADR. How are you doing today, man?
I am looking forward to this race. They are randomizing things that probably ought not to be randomized, and it's going to be a blast.
So, he speaks of our flags today, which include some randomized magic tables, some randomized armor, and some randomized weapons. We could see a lot of crazy, messed up stuff. And let's not forget the fact that our enemies are also randomized tonight. So, you're going to see some eyes in some places where eyes do not belong that may be more bark than bite. They may be more colorful than hit point heavy. They may have some crazy spells themselves. It should be really good. It should be really fun. What do you got, ADR?
Yeah, it's so strange because things you're used to seeing and expecting a certain thing, because the sprites are going to be reused from other vanilla enemies, but they can apply to something entirely different. So you're not going to know what the stats are until you get into the fight. Just hope you're ready for it.
Yeah, there are some regular ones that we love to see here. Time is a big magic spell that shows up in these. There's a lot of just nutso sort of spells that we've got here. I think the thing that I enjoy most about this is there is a lot of high damage single target magic that pops up in these seeds. So we may see some things that there's blast or bomb or something. I know bomb is an AoE spell. I know we've got cryo, which is a lot like our Brack spell. It gets wild. But like I said, we can be on the lookout for a lot of high damage, just single target magic, which is something that the vanilla game does not really have much of. There's those instant kill spells and whatnot, but when it comes to individual single target damage spells, I think the vanilla game is really lacking in that department.
Indeed it is. And speaking of single target instant kill spells, one of the things that Spellcrafter can do is it can make those with a much greater accuracy, so much better percentage to hit than the vanilla game will, and that can make spells that you wouldn't normally see, for example hold or blind, might end up being useful in this depending how the magic rolls.
Yeah. Alright, well, we've got our runners off here in 2-1 Chicao. And off we go. Now, the moment we've all been waiting for, hopefully, checking out these level 1 spells. What do we got? We got a life spell in slot 3 in white magic. That's good to see. Bolt 8. Oof, that is a big one as well. Fire 7. That is a gigantic damage spell. So I think our runners are going to be making use of that. You'll notice they're going to check out the armor and weapons shops as well, because there are specific newly crafted weapons and armor there that we can find. You can see a tin shield. That's not something that we see in the vanilla game. And it looks like our runners are going to check as much as they can, as quickly as they can, and head right off. Hey, look, vampire sprites. So I always find it super tempting. You can find things like, so the vanilla game has, a set number of sprites, and we're going to see those sprites throughout here, but they're not going to represent necessarily the monsters that that you tend to see. For instance, hey, look, land sharks. Hey, those are vampire sprites, but here they are champions. So another interesting use of kind of a, not really limited, but kind of a very intense sprite system. Hey, look, fire dragon. Really tempting to kill those dragons, because in the vanilla game, dragons are worth a ton of experience, but here, not so much. Particularly that sprite. That sprite is for the gas and blue dragons, which are, again, worth a lot of experience, but here, not so much.
And he just picked up a Matsamune sword there in the Temple of Fiends. I do believe that is an overpowered weapon, and Weapon Crafter can make some really ridiculously strong things.
Please check the stats. Oh, no, we didn't get to see it. So, our legendary weapons are still here. We still can find the Masamune. We can still find a katana. We can still find the Vorpal sword. But those stats can be randomly buffed, randomly nerfed as well. Like for instance, I know I played one of these seeds the other day. I picked up a Masamune that had 87 crit, or that had 88 crit, I think it wanted to say. I think it said, which is buck wild. So hopefully we can get a quick peek at those stats at some point. Maybe someone will take a look for us, but we've got Cyranus over at Bicky already. A quick ship for our runners makes things easier. A little less walking, a little more sailing. Head to the high seas. We've got Cyranus taking on our pirates, taking on Bicky and his gang. Fire 7 going to obliterate those pirates. And we're going to find ourselves one more item here. Looks like Cyranus is temporarily in the lead here. He's got the tail ahead by a few seconds. So that tail is still going to allow some class promotion. Class promotion can be really good here because of these the additional spells unlocked by promotion. Ooh, a little bit rough in the armor department here in Provoca. All of our runners taking the boat right over to Provoca. It's important to call out, looks like we've picked up the ruby already. That ruby pickup is awesome. It does give us access to 2 key items. There is a key item in the Titan's Trove. There's also our friend, the old man, Sage Sarda, who will also give us an item. I wouldn't be surprised to see our runners, if they get the canal here in short order, running that over for those 2 key items. Finding some more extreme magic over here. We've got Exit 7 in that white magic slot. Really just acts as an exit spell. Is that a Meteor 8? That is a big old spell. That is Earth element damage done in AoE fashion to the enemy party. That's going to be our bread and butter spell, I think, here. On top of Fire 7 in slot 1, we've got Fire 7 in slot 1, Meteor 8 in slot 2. We are going to be clearing some waves of enemies. No questions.
The damage on that Meteor 8 is greater than Vanilla Nuke, so it can be really devastating.
Yeah, that is an extremely important call out, that the damage caps for our magic have been essentially thrown out the window here. We're going to see some crazy damage from some of these spells, potentially.
I also pulled the stats on that Maximum and we saw its attack 68, hit 32, crit 48. So that's more or less close to the vanilla Masa, but it's an AT.
Yeah, that attack damage is pretty big. So that's pretty nice. Not a lot shown in level 3 black magic there. I don't know if we checked any other shops. I think there was Flash 8, which is okay. Warp magic is important. I love to see movement magic. Allows us to get in, out, move all about. So we've got exit and we've got warp now available to us. So indeed. All right, Cyranus hitting up our marsh cave. I love the little Moogle sprites on Hate's side. Although I always get confused which one is which, so I'm really glad that he names them appropriately so that my brain doesn't melt.
So, something you might notice if you're watching the armor stores, the Shattered Ribbon flag is on. And what that means is instead of having one ribbon that gives you resistance everything, you got resistance spread out among a whole bunch of different pieces of armor. And the rule for that flag is every class will be able to equip enough stuff to get them full protection. An interesting consequence of that is it tends to stack resistances on low-level armor. So if you're playing Shattered Ribbon, take a look at those first few armor stores and buy some of that cheap stuff, because you can get lots of protection really fast if you get those elemental resistances.
Yeah, I mean, double resistance to fire or resistance to fire, lightning, stuff across the board, that offers a lot of protection, and particularly in the early game. That's a great call out. Thank you. Also, didn't know that that flag existed, so today I learned. Good thing I learned it today before my race on Tuesday. So, we've got our runners running deep into Marsh Cave. We've got elves as our trap tile here, which is always a fun. I like the elf sprite. I'm not gonna lie to you. That's the vanilla Astos. Let's see, what is that? Astos, mage, and fighter sprite, essentially, with a little bit of recoloring. Survey says it's a crown. Speaking of Astos, away we go. We've got Pickles and Beer's going to check a few additional chests here. Ooh, find something okay. Going to check that one additional chest because he's got all that magic available to him. Takes that exit spell and pop right out. What's he looking for? Burning off some encounters on the encounter table and going to walk up that crown right on up. We got Cyranus right on his heels. On the left-hand side of the screen, Hate and Mr. J. Scheidel running down to grab their crown individually. These wizard bones, that color palette is not great. I suppose they look like real skeletons, I suppose. All right. We've got the canal coming from Astos, the Dark Elf himself. So, our runners can now escape the Inner Sea. We do have that ruby, so I would love to see that turn in for the double whammy, as it were. Get ourselves 2 key items. We are lacking in the key item department currently, but, you know, it's 8 minutes into the seed, so that's to be expected, I think. You did just see Pickles and Beer check who is in that room with the Elven Prince, because our key item turn-ins have been shuffled a little bit here. So the person who takes the herb, Dr. Un, and Bahamut, the guy you turn the tail into, could potentially have shuffled locations. So Dr. Un could be in Elfland Castle. Bahamut could be in Melmond. And Dr. Un could be in Cardia Isles. That shuffle is the bane of my existence sometimes. But I particularly find that the person you turn in the herb to be particularly annoying. Because you could turn in the herb, say, in Cardia Isles, and then have to sail all the way back to the Prince in Elfland in order to find out what that key item is. Oh boy. Don't like to see that. Alright, looking at some level 4 magic. What do we got cooking? We got Rot, we've got Bomb, we've got Magic Missile. That's right. Rot, Bomb, and Magic Missile are all spells in this flag set. Ooh, we've got the TNT for sale in Elfland. It's a steep price. 11,000 is a little bit more than our runners have on them at this point, but something for them to hang on to in their memories, hopefully. We've got Cyranus doing the ruby turn-in. Love to see it. Hopefully he finds a little gold here in some of these chests and can pick up that TNT. I'm not sure that he saw it. Hey, look at all those war mechs. But they're not war mechs in this scene. They're just, what is that, F mech?
So the names in Randomizer can give you hints as to what elemental weaknesses are. And I don't remember what the F stands for. I need to look that up.
Are they weak to fire then? Maybe. Well, we had Sarda with our canoe, which is awesome. Did Cyranus check Titan's Trove, or is he going to go back, grab it as he goes back through here? Maybe. Maybe. The encounter table's not being friendly. There we go. Heading on back down for it. Survey says. Ooh, there was a lot of gold in there. Holy crap. All right, we got Adamant. Adamant out of Titan's Trove. Canoe from the Sage Sarda. So we've got an easy turn in, and the canoe offers us a ton of mobility. The canoe really opens up the map for us a little bit, offers us Ice Cave, offers us the cave, what is it? Cave of Ordeals, or Castle of Ordeals. I just got caves in my head, I guess. We did see Bahamut in the Dr. Un location. We've got Cyranus about to turn in that Adamant, see what we've got cooking over there. Got a bunch of little garlands, a bunch of black, or what is that, R-Knights, hanging out on Pickles and Beer screen.
I just pulled the fact on those prefixes. R means that it's going to have fire resistance and ice weakness. FR, which is frost, means ice resistance, fire weakness. And then there's C, zombie, were, and wizard. Any other names are just there to give a little bit of random flavor to it.
Ooh, well, thank you. Good pull. Diving into the library to find out what we're doing. So, easy promotion here. Don't even have to go to the northern hemisphere of the world to figure it out. So, Cyranus with a quick promotion. Pickles and Beer all promoted up and ready to rumble.
Tonight, all of races can get a bonus point if they talk to 5 dragons in Lacardia Isles. Since Bahamut wasn't in Lacardia Isles, he does not count towards that goal.
Ah, that's correct. So, as a part of this tournament as well, we do have a random kind of extra bonus point incentive in each of our races. Think of it much like a bingo square for each of our racers to attempt to accomplish. Tonight's role was dragons. So, talk to 5 Cardia dragons. Bahamut not being in Cardia Isles is not included in this count this time around. He could have been, but he decided that he wasn't going to be nice to our racers this time, I guess. I suppose he gave him the easy promotion here in Melman, so maybe it was being extra nice. Herb Guy is next to the prince, which is super convenient. Pop that over, get us a crystal. Let's go talk to the witch Matoya. Ooh, unfortunately, Cyrenus parked on that side of Elfland, so he's got some sailing to do. Is he going to hit up Castle of Ordeals first? Maybe. Looks like no. Right to Matoya. Matoya away! Yeah, I have played a few of these practice seeds, and I did have it was A ghosts, and they were jerks to me, so I had some choice words for what that A stood for. Wham, bam, thank you, ma'am. Matoya with the floater. We're in flight, boys. That's exactly what you wanted to see. So with that floater, we're going to be getting into the sky. We're going to be flying around. We're going to be covering much more ground, much more quickly. You love to see it. Yep, that splish splash axe. I like to think that it's like extra watery, like the handle's just slippery. That's why the accuracy with that is usually a little bit lower. That's just my headcanon, though, so don't take my word on that. Cyrenus, not going to turn that floater right away. Going to make the trip up to that Castle of Ordeals, get that sweet, sweet parking spot with that boat before grabbing the airship. I love this play, mostly because the airship must park much, much, much further away from the Castle of Ordeals in order to walk over to it. So this actually could be a pretty decent time save on his part. Love it.
So notice Meteor's not doing a great amount of damage to those fish on Cyrenus' screen, and that's because being a water creature, they have innate resistance to earth damage.
Ooh, there's a whole elemental table of magic resistances and elements to know for this flag set, or just ignore entirely. That's been my track, but you know, if you know it, it's very, very useful.
Well, when you have plenty of those 8-level spells, you can just go ahead and brute force your way through most of it.
Yeah, just spam them. Spam away. You know, when you have some single target spells that can do, 1,000 damage with a blink of an eye, it's all good, right?
Absolutely. Just wait until you get a harm 8, and then your white mages are dishing that out on everybody they see. Oh, that's just easy mode.
Yes, sir. We got Cyrenus making quick work of our Castle of Ordeals pillar puzzle, but he did lose his ninja and his white wizard, so he's down to his 2 black wizards here trying to pump some magic spells through the rest of the way. Oh, and he's down to 1 now. That beast is coming for him. We've got Hate also in Castle of Ordeals here. We're going to try to make the hero run here with this 1 black wizard and see what we get. Ooh, he's not going to check any of the chests. Going to just grab that rod. Ooh, is that going to come back to bite him? Is there anything good in those chests? Find out next time on Dragon Ball Z. Or maybe on one of the other runners. I'm sure one of the other runners is going to check them. Come on, Hate. Check some chests. You could do it. Oh. Cyrenus loses his black wizard. He's having a hard time. He saved outside of the Castle of Ordeals, but the encounters immediately outside are giving him the business here. These sours, whatever they are, the Agama sprites. Anybody got any Agama facts in the chat? That's what time it is, right?
I do want to call out one thing that happened that we saw an enemy cast Meteor 8 on Cyrenus' team. And remember, whatever spells roll, that's going to be available in the game pool for friend and foe alike. So you might enjoy having an overpowered spell until someone turns around and hits you with it.
Yes. Excellent point as well. Damn, that sucks. You could have you could have some random monster casting Meteor 8 on you or hitting you with that Fire 7. At 17 and a half minutes into the seed, we got Cyrannus in the air. All right, Hate checking out the Castle of Ordeals. He's picking up what we're putting down. He's also opening those chests and figuring stuff out. What do we got? Nothing too good so far. We got a D-Sour. Ooh, a lot of experience from that guy. Ooh, a Poison Axe. Interesting find. Not game-breaking. Not worth going back for, I think. He's already got the Masamune, though, I think. Cyrannus grabbed that Massa, so he's probably alright. Right? Maybe. Gold Shield. That's kind of fun. He needs a shield. Yeah, he doesn't have a good shield yet. There we go.
Pickles and Beer just fished a chime out of the ice cave and then immediately warped out of there.
Another required item for sure. Oh, Hate does a little walking back and forth. So there is an incentivized item in Cardia Isles here. So we're going to see Pickles and Beer pick up whatever that is. Ooh, we find the defense sword. He's going to check the stats on it. Oof, that was a hit and crit in the or a hit and damage in the teens. That's not what you want to see.
But that wall spell is really nice to have. You can use that to bump up resistances during battle. However, given the Shattered Ribbon armor, you might not need it.
Sure. That's a great point. We did find the Wind Chime on Pickles and Beer side, which is the loot. So another absolutely required item. We also see him landing on some of these islands here and talking to the dragons to meet that dragon requirement, or not requirement, fun flag, bingo card, whatever you want to call it, to get that extra point. We've got Cyrannus now. He's going to be checking the dragon horde, getting his loot. Pickles and Beer running on to the bottom of Arcadia Isles to see it's Dr. Oon. He's going to talk to the two dragons there and get his slab translated. So we've got another check on the table. Lufane is available to us. Man, I put a lot of emphasis on that U there. I don't think there isn't even a U in it. Lufane? Lufane. Lufane. We can live with it. So Jay Scheidel sprinting on down, gonna turn in his floater here. He's in the sky. Looks like Hate took a similar path to what we saw Cyrannus do a few minutes ago. He got his floater and then took his... Or did he not get his floater yet? He may have not gotten his floater yet. Just kidding. I take it back. I take it all back. Cyrannus checking out the rest of the Cardia Isles. Gonna see what's in these chests. Saw some interesting level 6 magic, so we'll see if Jay Scheidel picks up anything on his side. Checking some more armor in Pickles and Beer's side. Getting some dragon talk going on Cyrannus' side. Translating the slab on Hate's side. Cyrannus looking for those dragons to talk to. I hear they're great conversationalists. They have a lot to say.
Dragons of Cardia Island only want profitable business.
I mean, they've lived in isolation on these islands for quite some time, so they've got a lot to say to any visitors. All right. Well, we've got many of our key items rounded up here. Looks like the one that we're still kind of missing, we haven't seen the Oxyel and we haven't seen the key yet. So those two required items are going to be what our runners are trying to piece together here in the next little bit. I found that a popular strat for this flag set has been to kind of piece together where all the incentivized items are as quickly as humanly possible, and then sprint down your orbs, and then, polish off the Temple of Fiends. And we'll call it a day. Hate grabbing his crystal. We're going to get to find out what is in Lefane here in a second. We've got Cyranus on his way there. Looks like Pickles and Beer may be looking for somewhat of a grind. Going to build up his party a little bit here. See what he can do with a few extra levels. Hopefully increase his speed. You know, that's what we're doing here, right? Racing. So it looks like Cyranus talked to a bunch of dragons. Jay Shidell talked to a bunch of dragons. I think Pickles and Beer talked to a bunch of dragons as well. So we're looking good on that front. 8 is about to hit up Matoya and put his crystal to use, find his floater. Feel really good about that, I hope. Everybody loves to see the floater, right? Come fly away. All right, what you got, Loopa Loopa friend? Survey says Oxio. So, looks like whatever we do, our waterfall is where our chime is going to, or not our chime, our key, excuse me, or something that leads to the key. I think we got all our turns though, so it might just be key. So, fun fact, we are in no mode. Our runners still have a little bit to put together, though Cyranus can probably put it together at this point. All the axes are wet this seed. That's right. Axes are an interesting weapon in Final Fantasy. They typically deal a little bit more damage and but have a little lower hit than our traditional, you know, sword-shaped counterparts. But swords are just more fun in this version, or in this game, I think.
So to give us an idea of what to expect, we have Short Topheron and Refight All Fiends. So that's going to be a short little boss rush to finish the game. And the enemy stats are 70 to 150%, which means they're going to average more or less vanilla. Contrast to last week where we had Law Topher and 200% bosses, where Topher gave a lot of runners some real trouble. I think this week we're going to see some low level dives and probably a successful low to medium level dive as well.
Absolutely. Additionally, we have the alternate fiends on. So we're not going to see our traditional Lich, Carry, Kraken, or Tia. We're going to be seeing things like Behemoth, or Titan, or what are some of the other guys? I'm trying to remember what the other ones are.
Generally,
Rubicante, thank you, Duskplume. Medium Topher when. When you code that, Wheelbear. When you code it. Carbuncle. Gilgamesh. There we go. Love it. Thank you. I'm missing out what the additional fiends are. Alright, Pickles. Gonna make the skydive. Because, of course, the direction is always sky, sky, sky.
So for people who are curious about these flags, if you go to wiki.finalfantasyrandomizer.com, we've written up all kinds of documents there where we can go into details listing the alternative fiends, explaining how weaponizer, armorizer, spellcrafter, things like that work. It's a great resource if you're running or just enjoy watching, want to follow along, learn some fun facts as you go.
There is a lot to know about this flag set. There is a lot added to the game by way of this flag set. So it's very, I don't know. I know I reference the wiki for this, stuff like that continuously. So we've got Hate turning in his floater, hitting up the air. We do have Cyranus who just grabbed his key. So all he's got left, I don't think he's got his chime yet. So that's the only thing that he's missing before go mode. We've got Pickles and Beer. Looks like he's making a skydive. Gonna take out these, are they called fish? Yeah, they're called fish this time around. Sometimes you get sprites that aren't called what they are, and it is confusing to me. But, you know, that's what Randomizer does to you, right? We do have the magic shop in Lefane open, so the what is that called again? The extended magic shop? The full
It was a
magic
Fane
shop?
Superstore.
Thank you, Superstore. That's the word. We got the Superstore open, so we're finding all of the goodies. Everybody's restocking up on all of those special spells that they missed along the way. I am really hoping to see, I know somebody asked earlier in chat about Halt 8, which is a crazy good spell. It's an AoE, high accuracy paralysis spell. You can even paralyze the fiends with it, which is pretty incredible. So I'm really hoping that somebody picked that up and we get to see that. But I want you all to know that the potential is there, and we should call it out to our runners in the post-game chats if it doesn't happen. So feel free to remind me to give runners grief, is what I'm saying. We got, ooh, that's Temper 6. Looks like at level 7. I really like looking at the numbered kind of temper invis spells because it tells you how much additional evade, how much additional attack, how much additional your individual light warriors are going to be getting when that spell is cast. I'm big with the numbers, and so seeing those numbers makes me smile. We've got Cyrannus making his water temple dive, the Sunken Shrine. Going to take on definitely not Kraken, but the Fiend guarding the water orb in this case. We got Jay Scheidel picking up the cube from the fairy that was trapped in a bottle. We've got Pickles and Beer making his way. I think he is about to hit the Bridge of Destiny here. We've got Hate getting his Oxyale from his friend in Luba Luba Village, also known as Lufane, or Lufane, or Lafine. Survey says, ooh, we get Astaroth. I've seen Astaroth cast some nasty spells. I don't know what his tendency is, but nasty spells has been what I've gotten from Astaroth whenever I've seen him. So we'll have to see what pops out here. Looks like we got a bit of a hiccup. No, Cyrannus, we need to know. What does Astaroth have? I'm worried we're going to miss out. All right, well, we've got Pickles and Beer making his way up the Bridge of Destiny. Looks like Cyrannus was successful in his Astaroth kill. Phew.
Oh, looking up that good old wiki.finalfantasyrandomizer.com again, Astaroth is weak to fire, which is lovely when you have Fire 7 at level 1. And it resists Ice, Lightning, Earth, is a mage. And then for spells, he likes to cast Fire, Brack, Heat, Poison. Now the spell list, of course, being randomized by the spellcrafter, that's not quite going to survive, and I do not know how those two flags interact. So, do they get similar spells from the spellcrafter, or do they just get whatever landed in the vanilla slot? I honestly do not know.
I think they are allotted a specific number of slots, and then they are dealt whatever they are dealt. Ooh, here's one that I have not seen before. Salamand. That is, of course, on Pickles and Beer side, taking on the Wind Fiend this time around. Going to be dealing some sweet damage. Takes him down, no problemo. Lights his first orb. We are... Looks like we got Cyrannus making the Ice Cave dive. He's trying to pull his Chime out and be in go mode. You'll love to see it. We've got Hate, who has been in the air for just a touch now. He's wrapped up his Dragon Talks. He is very nearly in go mode as well. He's just going to fish his key out of the waterfall here and be on his way. Or maybe he's going to do the Sea Shrine first. We got Cyrannus. He is going to, I would anticipate him blasting his way through Volcano here. I can't imagine that he's not going to fly right through this. Is he checking any chests here on this second floor? If not, I don't know if he's going to check any chests at all. I think he just flies right through this. Zoom, zoom, baby. Zoom, zoom. All right, we got Pickles and Beer checking ordeals. He's going to run off a few encounters here from that encounter table. Jay Scheidel is approaching Onrak. We're going to have to see if he goes Waterfall or... Nope, right into Onrak. Yeah, Cyranus not checking any chests at all here. Going to run it straight down, kill whatever Fiend of Fire this flag set has delivered to us today. Looks like we've got Hate grinding up a few... maybe unintentionally grinding a few levels of experience out of the water floor here. Or the first floor of the Sea Shrine. Jay Scheidel making his way into the water, or into the waterfall, excuse me. We got Pickles and Beer, made his way relatively easily through the Castle of Ordeals Pillar Maze. We've got Scylla as the Fiend of Fire this time around on Cyranus' side. Multi-hyena head beast, if I remember correctly. Throwing out some damage spells, and it's gone. These high damage spells make quick work of some of these first tier 1 fiends. So, after a quick Fire Temple dive, we've got Cyranus. Looks like he may be flying right over to Earth Temple. Earth Cave, excuse me.
Yeah, Cyranus has to feel pretty confident knowing what he knows about Topher from the flags. You're able to just go, take your chance. If it fails, you're only going to lose a minute. And you can, let him go prepare otherwise, but at this point you just don't waste time and just see what happens.
Absolutely. And this is a blistering pace compared to some of our other races the past week or so. I know that a majority of our races have finished after the hour mark, but he's well on his way to a sub-hour seed here. But, maybe this is a commentator's curse. Maybe I'm cursing them right now. Maybe the real curse is the friends we made along the way. But looks like we are pretty deep into Earth. We're about to face whatever the vampire has been replaced with. Hate is digging some chests out of the Sea Shrine, trying to see if he can find anything spicy and or tasty. All right, we've got chat debating right now which fiend has drawn the short straw of becoming Lich. Lich 1 and Lich 2. Often referred to as our speed bump, being the weakest of the fiends, typically weakest of the fiends. Lowest HP pool, usually limited when it comes to spell list, but can still, throw off a nuke or something early round to hit the team hard. Wonder who it's gonna be. Everybody's on pins and needles.
I'm having a bit of a laugh here about a giant crab terrorizing Melmond.
It came from the sea. Alright, what are we gonna find? We've got Hate doing, looks like he's checking a bunch of chests in the Sea Shrine. It's an interesting move. Ooh, looks like we got Shiva. Somebody called it in the chat. Phoenix, you cheating? What are you doing? Gets it right. Speed bump achieved. Speed bump overcome. We've got Cyranus. The only place he's got left is Mirage Tower. Alright, so we've got two runners on stream here, Hate and Jay Scheidel. Looks like they are both in the Water Temple. We did have Pickles and Beer burning off a few encounters from his encounter table, and looks like he is also going to make that Sea Shrine dive as well. So with that, we've got Cyranus hopping into Mirage Tower, looking to light his last orb, looking to make his way to the top and light his fourth orb, which, as we all know, is how you unlock the gate to Temple of Fiends Revisited. Maybe we don't all know. Maybe I shouldn't say that. Welcome, new viewers. Anyone who has not watched something like this before, you're most welcome here. Ooh, what is that? Neck 7? Neo 7? ADR,
I
you have
believe
any
that
idea
is a death elemental damage spell.
Ooh, that could be good. Casting something with a 7 on it? Love it. Who needs levels when you've got magic, right? Says Cyranus bravely. Famous last words? Hopefully not. Making his way on through. Seeing Bones, or the Bone Sprite, in Sky is probably one of the funniest things that I feel like happens most of these seeds. I think it's really funny to see those Bone Sprites in the Sky. Sky
Indeed.
Castle, Sky Palace. Oof, we've got some Gators casting damage poison on Hate over there. You hate to see that.
So just observing these fiend fights, the spells they cast really do seem roughly equivalent to what they're scripted to have. So that tells me that Spellcrafter and alternate fiends work pretty well together, and that it tries to find something that sticks with the theme of the original design.
Huh. Maybe. Maybe we're just lucky this time. Who
Oh,
knows?
could be.
All right, we've got Invis 5 Helmet coming out, casting those Invis charges on down Hate's side. He is taking on his Astaroth fight here. We do have Pickles and Beer also hitting up Astaroth here to light that water orb. We did have Jay Scheidel light that water orb, and he is on his way down to fight Shiva. Looks like Cyranus made his way across the Bridge of Destiny and is about to find our Fiend of Wind, which we already have seen. We know it to be Salamand, the silly looking dragon. Got some Barney colorization there, so looking for our new friend, I suppose. I think Cyranus is going to reject his friend request, though.
So if all goes well for Cyranus, he's looking at maybe a 45-minute finish, and Pickles and Beer only needs 2 more orbs. That's within, another 3 to 5 minutes of that. So this is a pretty close race between those two right now.
Absolutely. All right. Cyranus, 4 orbs lit, right? Going to be our first runner, looks like first on-stream runner into Temple of Fiends Revisited at the 39 minutes and 45 second mark. Gonna loot it up here. Man, I'm always tempted to check all those treasure chests over there. Shiva first. Let's see what happens. Oh, Shiva kicks it off with Fade 8. Shows his party the meaning of fear. Whew. But his light warriors have decent levels on them. We got some heal 5s coming out. Gonna heal the party back up. Gonna find Scylla 2. See what happens here. Bear pointing out there's always good stuff in those chests. There's only good stuff in those chests when you don't need good stuff. When you do need good stuff, it's just trash. I think that's the way it works. That's the way it's coded, right? I think the code officially reads like that.
Don't make me break out the code to confirm.
All right, Cyranus through his second Fiend refight onto his third with Astaroth 2. Is that how we reference him? Oof. Comes out, slaps his White Wizard down. We're going to get a Meteor 8 out here. Not doing a lot of damage there. Ooh, whatever that is, Flash? Whatever that is, 8. Comes out. He has no life casts, so that White Wizard is going to stay down. We do have Scylla 2 coming out here. Flash 8 coming out, not dealing quite enough damage. Flash 8 again. Shazam does only a little bit of damage. Scorch running the party down. Another Flash 8 coming out. 514 damage. Takes down Salamand 2. All right.
Those are flares.
Flare? Is that what that is?
Yes.
Thank you. We've got Cyranus taking on Chaos for the first time. Here we go. We're going to go with Flare, Flare, Flare. Let's see what pops off. Chaos just hits one of the Black Wizards for a little bit. Flare coming out, not doing a ton of damage. We're going to keep on with the Flare tactics, though. Doing about 150, 180, 220. What do we got? 261. Ooh, Crack comes down. Ineffective against the party. Hooray! Looks like we're out of flare charges. We're going to cast Meteor there. Does a little less damage. I think Chaos is resistant to that Earth magic. Fire 7 coming on out. Not a lot of damage coming out there. Going the spell route. Just spell. Which is...
Yeah, Chaos is resistant to all elements, which means it's really the non-elemental spells that are going to do you big damage.
Another 64 damage from that Fire 7. Looks like that Ninja may be getting run out of spell charges here. Fire 7 comes out. Fire 7 comes out. And 101 damage. Ooh. Is that Necromancy 7? Death Elemental's 7th level spell comes out. Wastes Cyranus' party. So, he's going to be running it down again. Looks like we may have Chaos with quite a bit of HP. At least that's what it feels like with all those spells that got thrown out there. I'm not quite sure. Shiva this time with Frost. Not going to throw that Fade out on that first turn. Flare coming out. Does 338. Fire 7 coming out with 324 damage. Takes down that Shiva. Takes down that speed bump. Here we go. Still at 2. We're going to throw some more spells.
Two things I want to call out about this Topher. Number one, the Fiend 2s have much stronger spells than they would in normal vanilla. They're throwing out, normally they would have maybe Ice 3. Instead they're throwing out Fade 7s and Necromancy, stuff like that. So that's a big thing. And then the second thing is that Halt 8 that was available back at level 1, Cyranus did not pick that up, even though that is a non-elemental spell, meaning it can land on Chaos.
Yeah, he could be stunning all of these Fiends and Chaos if he wanted to. Also, I'm a little surprised that Cyranus is going the spell route instead of throwing the Massa swings. He's got the Massa, I believe, on that Ninja, so we could be swinging with that, but I mean, the spells are very effective here. So, you know, we've got the Flare spell coming out, dealing 245 damage. Salaman 2 here, 278 again. We've got the White Wizard swinging and getting swung back at. We got Meteor, we got Meteor, we got Meteor. All right, Meteor 8 all day, boys. 104 damage and 113 damage. Holy 7 coming out. Another Meteor. Not looking great. How is Fire doing? Fire 78 damage. Ooh, Fade 8 comes on out from Salaman 2 as well. That was big damage, but we get him down. So, not a lot of health left over, but we've got some heal pots. Everybody ready for the heal-a-thon? At 44 minutes and 45 seconds, we do have Pickles and Beer entering Temple of Fiends. So he's going to do a little... Ooh, there was a katana in one of those chests. Wow, and a Harm 8 gauntlet? Man, whoever said that that was going to work out was right. You win. Those are some dope items. A katana, a Harm 8. Did he look at the katana? I don't think he looked... maybe he looked at the katana to see how good or bad that katana rolled. I'm very interested to know. Oh, he's going to cast Exit, and he's going to save... And then he's going to head back in with all of his stuff so that he doesn't have to do it again should things go poorly. We do have Cyranus entering Chaos Fight again. Flare for 278. We're going to go Meteor. We're going to go Flare. Chaos is going to swing and a miss. Meteor 8 comes out for, was that 84 damage? Meteor 8 again for 111. Flare comes out for... Oh, that went by a little too quickly for me to pick it up. Fade 8, or Fade 6, whatever that is. Fade coming out, ruining those Black Wizards. We've got that... Ninja now casting Meteor 8 again, 103 damage. Swirl comes out, takes that Ninja down. Cyranus questioning, heading back in.
That Harm 8 gauntlet over on Pickles and Beer side did over 400 damage. That is going to be big against Chaos.
Yeah, that's huge. God damn. Hey, Harm 8, the savior of the Scylla fight here, taking down Scylla. Another crazy amount of damage coming out. That Harm 8 spell is nothing to shake a stick at. Holy crap. Alright, we got Pickles and Beer heading into the Astaroth fight. Of course, going to use that Harm 8. We've got the Ninja is swinging in this case. Flare 8 coming out for 158. Another Flare 8 coming out for 489. Takes down Astaroth, no problem. Again, we've got Shiva on Cyranus' side. Oh, there's a Harm 8 gauntlet on Jay Shadell's side available to our runners in the Volcano Armory. We've got Pickles and Beer on the Salamand again. Not again. He hasn't fought Salamand yet, but we are seeing Salamand again. The Harm 8 gauntlet comes out, does a ton of damage. Scorch coming out from Salamand, going to work its way down the team. Big swing comes out from that ninja and takes down Salamand. Here we go. Alrighty then. Looks like we've got Pickles and Beer about to take on Chaos. We've got Cyranus taking on Scylla 2 once more. We're going to do a little move around, make sure we got all the items right, and Pickles and Beer is ready to rumble. We're going to swing. What are we doing? We're going to cast them. We're going to use Harm 8 defense. There it is. Flare comes out. Big damage. Harm 8 comes out. Again, big damage. Fade coming on down the party from Chaos. Going to wreck some havoc there. He's swinging. Over 200 damage there. That red wizard's going to use... Looks like... We've got Crack coming out from Chaos. Oh, damn. Works its way down the party there. We got Cure 7 coming out. We've got Flare coming out for another 200 damage. That Harm spell, again, wrecking havoc on Chaos. Goodness me. Without the ninja, the spells come in. Boom. We've got GG's in chat for Pickles and Beer taking down Chaos with a racetime.gg time of 48 minutes and 18 seconds. Damn. That Harm 8 gauntlet. That's all we needed. We didn't need any of those other fancy spells. We just needed a meat shield and a Harm 8 glove.
My teammate said if he saw Harm 8 at level 1, he would re-roll all white mages. Like, that's how powerful that spell is.
Yep, new strats. Whenever we see Harm 8, re-roll to all white mages. Is that right, Pickles?
Welcome
to the
right. And that's what I would have done had Harm 8 been at level 1. Would have been Thief, white.
Oh, because you need to run from some of the encounters, right?
Yeah.
So, tell us your initial thoughts. How are you feeling?
I feel pretty good. I really liked seeing that Harm 8 gauntlet there in the both chest.
Yeah, damn. Harm 8, and you also found a katana in there as well, correct?
I did. The Maximune had the higher hit and a decent crit, so I just decided to leave it on. And if I would have wiped, I might have. If it wasn't doing anything on the Fiends and Chaos, so I probably would have switched to the katana.
Sounds good. That makes sense. Did you check the stats on the katana?
I did when I picked it up. It had a ton of crit, but not quite as much damage.
Sure. I mean, and there was enough crit on that Masa when you picked it up. Masa in Temple of Fiends right away. Quick get. Cyranus taking down Chaos. He is our second place finisher with a racetime.gg time of 49 minutes and 58 seconds. GG's in chat to him, please.
Cyranus coming in a little over a minute behind Pickles and Beer means that will open up bin 2 as far as points go.
Woo! Cyranus, talk to us. How's it going, man?
Could be going better. But oh man, that was a race.
Yeah, you guys were blitzing through it. I will not lie. Pickles, you should know, Cyranus was in Temple of Fiends Revisited long before you were.
Yeah, I saw that. And I thought I was doing pretty decent up until then, and I tuned in, and I'm like, wow, Cyranus is far ahead.
Yeah, I mean, Cyranus, I'm sorry, man, but you flew ahead, and up until Temple of Fiends, nobody was really with you the whole time through.
Yeah, I knew I was giving up quite a few things just to fly ahead, and it didn't pay off today. I don't know how close I was on that first dive, but it felt like I was close.
Yeah, I think, I don't know if anybody was watching close enough to do the math, but you did quite a bit of damage to Chaos in that first run. So it was, I want to say it was close. So, whatever my word is worth, it was close.
Oh, close in my heart.
There we go. Perfect. So, you guys got the early Masa. Nobody looks like took the Halt 8 spell out of level 1 magic. So we wanted to call this out. Halt 8 level 1 is a non-elemental paralysis spell that has a high hit chance. It impacts fiends, it impacts everyone. It is a crazy good spell. So, why didn't you take it, Pickles?
I didn't. I don't have a lot of experience with Spellcrafter, so I didn't realize it was that good.
All right. Cyranus, same question.
Same. I've just never used it in practice. I was looking for that Flare 8, which, well, showed up.
It did. Absolutely it did. Yeah. Those level 8 spells are just crazy good. And the Halt 8 is one spell that I know chat was calling out as something that it looked like none of the runners picked up. So we were not sure. We didn't know who knew and who did not know.
I'll bet after this race today, I'll bet people start picking it up.
I mean, at least keeping an eye out for it. I mean, I think the hero of the day is Harm. What is that? Harm 8, of course. We did see Jay Scheidel pick up. He found a Harm 8 gauntlet in the Volcano Armory. So if he checks the chests around Chaos, he will have 2 of them.
Where was the Masa at?
Upper left in Temple of Fiends, like the 3rd chest of the seed.
Gotcha. Probably wouldn't have made a difference.
Had that about 115 into the race. It was hitting pretty good. It's not the. I really think the only thing that made the difference for me was the Harm 8 there in the Topher chest.
We do have Jay Scheidel checking those Topher chests. Not grabbing the Harm 8 gauntlet, or looks like he might pick up the katana here. He's got a storm sword that he has been swinging on his... Looks like that's a knight in the first slot. Which just sounds really cool, so I don't know what the stats on it are, but it sounds pretty dope.
I'd like to take a minute to explain how to read the spell stats here in Spellcrafter. When you're in the store, you hit select, it'll pop up some stats. In the upper left, it has a name. In the upper right, it tells you the spell's element. If that's blank, it means it's a non-elemental spell. After that, it's going to tell you if it's power word or normal. Power word shortens to PW. And then it's going to tell you what it does. Inflicts a status or do some damage, and it'll show the range. And the range is based on the median of its potential damage range. So if you do weak, it can actually do a little bit more than that. If it resists, it can be a bit less. But you gotta keep an eye in the upper right corner for the element, because Chaos resists all elements. So if that is blank, you know that's gonna be a good spell to consider picking up.
Good call out. Thank you so much, ADR, for the additional information there. You have been an encyclopedia of fun facts and good knowledge for us to have. Alrighty then. So we've got Hate making his way into the Temple of Fiends. We've got Jay Scheidel taking on Astaroth currently. Maybe. Oh, it looks like he's a little bit frozen. That's why his timer has stopped moving. Hate takes down Shiva 1, or Shiva 2, excuse me. Ooh. Gonna head into his second fiend here. We're gonna see. Wait for it. He's healing up. He's healing up. Here we go. Scylla 2. Scylla. We've been talking about silly sprites, by the way, and the Salamand sprite is quite silly. A big purple dinosaur, come on. But the Scylla sprite is also, I think, a very interesting one as well. I feel like it's one of those ones that's almost hard to tell exactly what's going on. There's a lot going on. He takes down Scylla 2. Lots of damage there. My bad. Was not paying close enough attention to the damage we got going on. Oh, Jay Scheidel's stream pops back in, and we've got a Chaos fight on our hands. Looks like we're swinging, we're dealing tons of damage. That was 305 from that last swing. Gonna throw a flare out there. There's that Necromancy 7 spell that we know and love. Red Wizard casts Flare for 180 damage. We're gonna swing for a little bit more damage as well. Looks like we're gonna throw... Oh, we're just gonna swing. We're going for it all. Swinging for the fences. Slow 5 comes out. That, you hate to see that. That fighter's gonna continue to swing despite the slug. Ooh, Chaos busts out the Cure 7. You don't like to see that. Gonna cast that Flare for just a little over 100 damage. Would hope to... Oh, tries the Life spell. Looks like it was ineffective in battle.
I believe the flags are set for Life 1 to be effective, and Life 8 is just too powerful, so that would have been excluded.
Gotcha. Thank you. Chaos
Yeah.
throwing out the crack.
I want to say we had Life 3 today, which would be the one that's usable in battle.
Mm. Interesting. We got Cure 7 going on to that fighter. Meteor 8 coming out doing chip damage, honestly. We got a Ruse Stick cast coming out on that fighter. Going to try to defend himself a little bit. Fire 7 comes out. Infernal rolling down the remaining party members. Looking to deal some more damage. Going to cast Rot 5 for 80 damage. Ruse Stick going out. We do have Hate entering his Chaos fight now. He's got 2 Light Warriors up, but only started with 3, so, you know, what's the real loss there? We got the Flare. Ooh. Shidell gets bounced. Going back in for attempt number 2. We got Temper 8 rolling down the party. The 8 spell being an AoE spell gives the entire party a boost to their damage, which is pretty damn awesome. I know that I've seen a Fast 8 as well, which fasts your entire party. I love to see that. That's just a lot of fun. Invis 8 is also something that you can pull in this flag set, which I think gives like 152 evasion to every single one of your party members. Oof. Hate gets his Black Wizard knocked out and then gets hit with a slow. So he is swinging for 1 hit, 1 damage. Chaos casts Cure 7, and it feels bad. Ooh, but that was Holy takes down his fighter there. All right, Hate heading back in for an extra heaping helping of Temple of Fiends Revisited. Jay Shidell fighting Shiva 2. Going to take down the initial speed bump and head on his way. Hate checking the chests now. Going to find the katana. Jay Shidell taking on Scylla 2. Already took down Shiva, but his Black Wizard did eat dirt, so we are down to 3 Light Warriors. Scylla casting Thunder. Another fun spell that you can see. Going with more swings. I know, Cyranus, you went buck wild with the spells. I don't think you swung at all, really, when you were making your Temple of Fiends dives.
Yeah, the few practices I did, I noticed that was kind of seemed to be the strategy if you could go for it. I mean, especially when the ninja got Flare 8 and Meteor 8 and all those. It's like, I'm not planning to swing. I don't want to loot chests. Just skip it all.
Who needs weapons when you can blow up a planet?
Basically. And then it works until you run out of charges, and then you're like, oh god, oh god.
What have I done to myself now? So we've got Hate taking on second Scylla. We've got Jay Shidell taking on second Salaman. Big hit for 248 damage. Flare comes out for 170 some damage. Another 57 damage comes out on Jay Shidell's side. Another Flare coming out for, ooh, was that like 500 damage there, or was that only 52? Sometimes it's hard to read this shit. We got more swings coming in. 145 damage takes out Salaman 2 on Jay Shidell's side. He is going to make it to Chaos this time around. He's got more Light Warriors this time. He's got more life. He's got more casts. He's got more Warriors, period. I personally am feeling much better about this dive on his part. For him, I'm feeling good about this. Fast, the Fast 7 running down his party. Hate, that is. He's going to go ahead and cast some spells now, do a little swinging. Hopefully take out Astaroth 2 on this time around. Wall 8 defending his party. Big swing coming in. 590 damage from that thief. And a Flare 8 takes him out. Done and done. We've got Jay Shidell taking on Chaos. Gonna throw a lock out there. Haven't seen that spell yet today. Flare comes out. Got some swings, 74 damage. Crack rolling down the party, taking out nobody. Ruse Stick coming out on that ninja. I expect we may see some swings here. Got a flare. Oh, we got, what do we got? What are we doing? Ruse cast. More buffs, a little bit of swinging. Inferno coming out from Chaos. Another flare cast comes out. 270 some damage. White shirt adds a little evasion to that red wizard. Excuse me. Another white shirt cast going onto that ninja. We got the knight swinging for 174 damage. Ruse cast going onto that ninja as well. We've got another flare coming out. That was a decent amount of damage there, like 564. Whew, this has been a tanky Chaos today. He's eating those spells for breakfast. Another flare coming on out. Looks like that was only 64 damage. We're going to swing for 255, and Chaos goes down. Jay Scheidel taking down Chaos with an official time of 1 hour, 2 minutes, 42 seconds. GG's to Mr. Jay Scheidel. We've got Hate working on his Chaos fight. We've got a swing, 299 damage. Chaos swings back. Another swing there. Ooh, that was a decent hit from that thief. Got a thief. Ooh, big hits coming out. Chaos goes down. Hate taking down Chaos as well with a final race time of 1 hour, 3 minutes, 8 seconds. Get your GGs in chat for him as well. Thank you, team. Who do we got? Mr. Scheidel. How are you doing? Hello? Well, GG's to all of our runners.
Hi.
There we go.
Thank you, Discord.
How are you?
Oh my. I felt extremely good until I entered Temple of Fiends and then went to race time and went, oh crap.
I mean, that'll happen in this flag set can be jetty with the amount of high-powered spells in this table.
Like, I'm getting through everything. I've got everything I need to go by 30 minutes. I just gotta clean up some fiends. Let's go. In Temple of Fiends. Oh wow, everyone's done in 50.
Yeah, I know that feeling. So, any thoughts on the seed?
No, really liked it. Had a lot of fun with it. Like I said, I thought it went by really fast. Could have taken a few more spells. A little bit confused with some of the higher level spells, but found ones that seem to work. It's just the insta kills that kill me.
Yeah, one of the things we did get called out, chat called it out, we called it out initially. The Halt 8 spell was in level 1 magic. It's a non-elemental spell that casts paralysis or inflicts paralysis on the enemy squad. It being non-elemental, Chaos does not resist it. None of the fiends resist it. So it is something that nobody picked up that we saw on stream, at least, that may have been extremely valuable had someone picked it up.
I was reading something about, like, I saw, like, Harm 8 or something we missed, or the Gauntlet. I didn't notice either.
Yeah, so there were 2 Harm 8 gauntlets that we know where they were. One of them existed. I know you picked up one. I believe you picked one up in the Volcano Armory. And then there was another one in the chests in Temple of Fiends Revisited, right along the top there. And Harm 8 in the hands of a white wizard was just wrecking train for Pickles. I think it was dealing on average like 450 damage a pop every single time through.
Yeah, spells just didn't seem consistent for me this time. It's like I could use Flare and Meteor, it'd be 80 damage or it'd be 400 damage. It just wasn't actually hitting.
Yeah, that's something I've noticed can happen as well too. I feel like it's kind of hit or miss sometimes on, success or, not.
Yeah. Heard you guys talking through the last Topher run. There's like, I was trying to save my spells there at the end for Chaos. First time I went through, I just unleashed everything on the Fiendry fights and then had nothing to go on Chaos. So, well, let's try this again.
Yeah, a cast item that casts a ridiculous spell, like Harm 8, feels almost like a cheat. It really does.
Nuke Gauntlet, anyone?
There we go. Get some Nuke 8 in maybe a Nuke 8 axe. Love to see it. Anyway, we are approaching. We have all of our runners completed at this point in time. So GG's to all of our runners. I'm going to throw it over to Pickles. You're still here. Yes, you are. Any final thoughts on the seed?
GG's everybody, and thanks to you, Slario and Dusk, Plume, and ADR, and SG and Socket putting this on for us.
Awesome. Cyrinus, over to you. Final thoughts?
That's the fastest one of these seeds I've seen so far. I'm looking forward to the rest of the week, checking out what all our other runners have going.
Should be wild. And I do know we have our next race for this tournament, for this flag set, is going to be on Tuesday evening at, 10 p.m. Eastern time. Additionally, we've got a Wednesday race and a Saturday race. So there are 4 different time slots that we are using to apply this tournament. So if you're looking for more of this flag set, the tournament will continue on Tuesday night, Wednesday night, and Saturday afternoon. If you are interested in more information on Final Fantasy Randomizer, in particular, we do have a Discord, a very active, very friendly Discord. Lots of amazing people in there, so look for that. Jay Scheidel, I did not forget about you. Any final thoughts on the seed?
Nah, it was a really fun seed. Like, don't get me wrong, it was amazing to play, just not fast enough.
Hey, it is a race after all. Mr. ADR, thank you for joining me in the booth on this fine afternoon. Thank you to our trackers. Today, Socket and Duskplume did an excellent job keeping track of everything for us. You guys rocked it. Thank you to Speed Gaming 3. ADR, any final thoughts on this seed?
I just love to see those spells and love to see these skilled runners run it.
Absolutely. I love to see a jet seed like this with these crazy spells that we got. It was incredible. Thank you again. Thank you for watching. Thank you, viewers. You guys are awesome too. You're looking beautiful today, by the way. And with that, thank you. Have a great afternoon.